We are on Pure Country with Meghan Patrick. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Last time I saw you, you were fishing. I was eating food. We went had a little girls' night.
We had a great girls' night.
We did.
Wine and cheese and snacks, and I didn't catch any fish, but the conversation was great.
It was good. And I feel like with how crazy the world is in music and how we always talk about, you're very rarely at home with your husband. You're usually FaceTiming on the road.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do when you actually get to go home and you guys are in the same place at the same time?
I mean, honestly, a lot of time we just want to literally be in our house
Yeah.
with our dogs and watch a movie or whatever. I actually made him his birthday feast steak dinner the other night. We only had 2 nights at home, so it was funny. Someone the other day how's the first year of marriage? I'm like, everyone says it's really hard. I'm like, it's been great. Maybe because I've only seen my husband 7 times since we got married, but we're doing great.
Which is so crazy, but I find it more helpful when you're in a relationship with someone that totally gets what you're doing, because there's a lot of sacrifices, but when it's someone who does not understand it, it's very tricky.
Yes, I definitely hit the jackpot there. I mean, obviously he gets it because he's in it. He's an artist as well. He knows the sacrifice it requires. He knows how hard I'm working. He knows how hard it is. And, he is 100% my biggest cheerleader and champion. And, I'm just so grateful. It's so refreshing and so comforting to know I can just go out there and chase my dreams and do what I need to do, and he's gonna love me through it, and we're gonna support each other. We do our best to make the best of the time we have.
Yeah, so awesome. And we are also very big fans of yours at Pure Country, and have to congratulate you because we briefly spoke after your Grand Ole Opry debut, which is a very big deal in country music. Yeah. But they have already since invited you back, and you've already played your second show there, which is crazy.
I don't think I'll ever get over the way it feels to play at the Opry. I mean, it's just, I made this really long caption after we played. It was an incredible night. So many great musicians. I saw Josh Ross do his debut the same night. He killed it. I got to meet Rhonda Vincent backstage, which was just wild. And it was really cool because, I always have joked that bluegrass was kind of my gateway drug to country music. And so Rhonda Vincent was definitely someone that I really looked up to. And it's just, from the second you walk through those doors, I mean, everybody knows your name. Everybody is so kind. And there's just an energy there where everybody is just happy to be there. And it's really special, the feeling, and it I don't think that's ever going to wear off. And I've talked to a lot of artists and people who have been playing there for years and years, and they all say the same thing. Yes, it's like this every time. It never gets old.
I think it's a good reminder when you do get to go and play it again, and because that is what country music is supposed to feel like. Is everyone's so different now in country music, which is great, but they just welcome them into the Opry, and everyone's just so happy to be there and get to watch a night filled with country music.
Yeah, the energy, it feels very inclusive and very supportive, and I mean, it's just I just had perma smile the whole night.
I know. I've been just watching your video. It keeps popping up on my Instagram, and I'm like, I can't wait to
go
watch
algorithm doing its thing.
It's working, girl. But we also have another thing that's very exciting we have to talk about is you've had new music out. We're playing your song, Greatest Show on Dirt, of course, on Pure Country.
Thank you.
You have been able to check something really cool off on your bucket list. You have now a song with Michael Ray, Spirits and Demons, which is it's at country radio in the U.S.
Yeah, goes for ads on the 28th, and I'm just so excited. We did a radio event last night, and we got to sing it just kind of acoustically. And I mean, I love singing with Michael. He's a great singer and performer. I love his team. It seems like everybody's just really excited about it, and there's just this energy around it where we all just feel like it's a really special song and feels kind of timeless. And I just feel really honored that he asked me to be on it. I mean, he probably could have had his pick of anybody in town to do that song, and he felt strongly, I guess, that I was the right one for the job. And so, yeah, it just feels like one of those kind of meant to be things, and I think it's going to be a really special journey working that song with him.
So did he reach out to you and ask you to be a part of it? How does that come
Yeah,
together?
his team, I guess, had reached out to Randy, my manager, and I was actually think I was here in Toronto. I was at Lainey's show.
Oh, okay.
And Lainey and I were like sitting on the bus just talking, and Randy calls. She's like, hey, Michael Ray wants to do a duet with you. And I was like, are you serious? And I got all excited, and then I was like, wait, I'm like, what's the song? Is the song good? Because the song has got to be good, you know? And he sent it to me, and we listened to it on Lainey's bus, and Lainey and her manager, Mandolin, they're like, girl,
you got to do this.
This is like, yeah, this sounds like a hit. You got to do it. And so it was really cool, you know, just getting that call. And I think for me too, it was not just because it was a great song and everything, but it's been a kind of a tough couple years and a few years of just feeling not seen and just feeling like nobody was recognizing me, you know, and it just felt like such a big yes when I really needed a yes, and I really needed someone to say, we want you.
And we see
We don't want anybody else. We want you.
Yeah.
We see your talent. We see your passion for what you do, and we want that. So, yeah, it just overall, the whole situation was just, the timing of it was incredible, and I'm just really grateful.
So cool. I feel like when we talked very early on this year, it was like a snowball effect that was happening with you. There was a lot of yeses happening, and those things are just going to keep happening, because when you know, I feel like you're putting yourself out there in a way that is so true to who you are, and the people around you are really supportive of that, which is really all that matters in this world, is to have a good support system.
Absolutely. And I mean, you hit the nail on the head. And I think, you know, part of that came from me doing a lot of work on myself and, you know, learning to love all of the parts of myself. And, you know, I don't think that I've ever been fake or anything, or not authentic. I think I've always been as authentic as I was capable of being at that time.
Yeah.
And then I realized, you know, okay, there's more layers. There's so much more here that I just thought, either I thought or someone had told me somewhere down the line, don't show them this part of yourself. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't wear that. Don't say this. Don't, you know what I mean? And then I finally got the right people around me that gave me the confidence to embrace every part of myself. You know, I found an incredible husband who loves every part of me. I have an incredible manager who loves every part of me and sees the value in things that I thought I needed to hide. And when I got that confidence, it did feel like this snowball effect of just after no, all of a sudden I was getting yeses, and they were good yeses, because they were yeses that I wanted to get because they felt real, you know, and I knew they were coming for the right reasons.
So happy for that, because you were my first interview ever. I will say this so that, you know,
I always forget
ever
that. That's
in
crazy.
my entire life. Meghan Patrick was where I started. Look where we are today. This is pretty cool. Okay, last thing before we go, I just want to ask what your experience was like with the PBR team, because that looked so cool.
Oh my
gosh. Did you
gosh.
stay for the rodeo?
Yes.
How fun was that?
Dude, it was okay. So I've never been to like the team. Sorry, I'm not even talking into the mic. I just forget that I'm doing an interview. I'm like, yeah, anyway, Shannon.
We don't need these stuff.
Yeah, so I've never seen like the team rodeo thing before, which it just brings a whole different energy, because now they're not just riding for themselves, they're riding for their team, which is really cool. We got to go backstage and like meet the riders, which I was like shocked at how young they are.
Really?
Like, these guys are like 19 years old or like their early 20s, and I'm like, you look like children. I'm like, and I said to Randy, I was like, if I have a son and he wants to do this, like, I don't know, like I would be freaking out watching this.
I would be terrified.
And we got to go in what they call the shark cage, which is basically this cage in the center of the ring
arena,
I guess. And it's like kind of like halfway underground, and it's like caged in, and they literally walked us out, and we got to sit there. And like, when I'm talking about like the bulls were like coming right up, like running right past us, like we were seeing this like 10 feet in front of our face, the whole, like all of the action. It was one of the wildest things.
I'm scared. I'm not there right now.
I have ever seen. It was incredible. And so now I said to Raina, I was like, I want to buy a bull now. I want to buy a bucking bull. That's going to be my first big investment.
Well, I have a farm. You can keep it there. Maybe not, actually. I take that back. Scratch that. I do not want a bull. You're going to have to call somebody else.
Because it won't be long before, Steven goes home, has a couple of drinks, and decides, that's
not. I regret putting that out.
I'm sure my husband will be right there with him.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. I have horses. We'll get on that side of the rodeo thing.
Perfect.
But you can do the bull riding thing somewhere else. But
oh, no, I don't want to ride it.
Okay.
I just want to own one.
Own one. fun. Okay.
For other people to ride.
I was going to say, Meg, I love that.
There's apparently big money if you get
There
a good bull.
is.
So
Yeah.
I just think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, as long as you swear that you're not getting on one anytime
Listen,
soon.
Shannon, do you know how many bones I've broken in my life?
Yeah.
I'm kind of done breaking my body.
Perfect. That's all I
this
needed.
point.
All right. Well, it's always good to see you, Meghan Patrick, on Pure Country.
Yes.